Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
Nice fucking model!
I'm here to fucking amuse you.
Go fuck yourself.
You're gonna fuck my slutty little mouth.
What the fuck?
Fuck you!
Fuckity fuck fuck you.
Every great movie has an edge. This is Movie F-Words, where we unpack all the language, the mayhem, and the moments that define swearing in cinema.
All right, boys, listen up. Welcome to the MovieFWords.com podcast, the only show dumb enough to count every F-bomb in cinema history and still somehow screw up the math. Today's guest is comedian and Pennsylvania local Bill Sands. Around here, we believe every film and television show deserves to be judged by the only metric that truly matters: how creatively, aggressively, or spiritually it deploys the F-word. Some sprinkle it in like seasoning, others dump the whole fucking container into the pot and call it art. We respect both approaches. Today's episode is about the Trailer Park Boys and is being recorded in classic Sunnyvale fashion. A folding table that's missing a leg, power cord running through 3 extension cables that definitely aren't rated for outdoor use, and at least one person in the background yelling about how this is all temporary until the court date. So grab a drink, grab a smoke, grab a shopping cart you definitely didn't steal, and let's dive into the greasy Trailer Park Boys. This isn't some philosophical aspect or critique or study of the show itself, merely talking about how the swearing fits, shapes, and differentiates and personifies the show. So how many times have you seen Trailer Park Boys anyway?
Too many, dude. It's kind of like my version of The Office, where I'm just kind of always rewatching it. Right now, like,
is it like always on in the background kind of thing?
Yeah, I'm right in the middle of season 5 now, like with the hash driveway and everything. But yeah, no, I just kind of, once I finish watching it, I just throw it on again, like falling asleep. Sometimes when I'm working, it's my comfort show for sure.
So is it something you like? I don't want to say emulate, because I don't think any of those guys are really. I wouldn't say they're bad people, but they're not exactly people you would look up to, you know?
Yeah, I think there's things to take from it for sure. You know, like you were saying, like I don't want to sleep in my car 24/7, but like I don't know, like you can ask my wife. I'm always saying like that's just the way she goes, and I think there's a lot of value in that mindset. It does help you kind of relax and not take it too seriously. And like I always think like at the end of season 7, Randy's whole thing is like, I just want to get high and fix lawnmowers, and that's okay. And that's yeah, if that's what you like, then go for it. There's a good message there about just being happy with what you have. So I can at least respect that, even if I don't want to, actually live in Sunnyvale.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, if he's cool with it, then why should I be the one to judge him on, it's the lifestyle he has.
If he's a consenting adult and he's not hurting anybody, like, let him do his own thing.
Yeah, exactly. If he wants to fix lawnmowers, then let him do so. So which season's do you have like a favorite season?
I would probably say 3. I think that's kind of where they, what I like is every season has its own kind of feel to it. And I think seasons 1 and 2 were a little rougher, like in a good way, but they were still kind of figuring it out. And I feel like season 3 is really where they hit their stride. Like that's what they were really, 3 and 4 are kind of what they were really going for. And I think 3, I look at all my favorite moments and they're usually in season 3.
3. Which one do you think has I know they all do, but which one do you think has the best use of profanity?
I think
slinging fucks around as far as.
Yeah, I think actually that's season 3 is what I would go with for that too. Just in that, like a lot of the things they repeat throughout the show come from that season. I forget where I saw it. It's either a deleted scene or like a blooper or something. But Mike Smith, who plays Bubbles, was saying that the writing team told him, like, what you can do when you're swearing is say the first syllable at like a 3 and the second syllable at like an 8 out of 10. Which, if you think about, the scene where Ricky gets the assistant trailer park job and, Bubbles is trying to be nice, and then he walks away and he's like, cock sucker. And he hits like the cock kind of soft, like 3 out of 10. And then the sucker is like an 8 out of 10. And that ends up being a thing throughout the show. And it really starts in season 3 with the way they use the language like that. So So yeah, I think season 3 is a good example for that.
Is that the one? Because I was at the time, my girlfriend, who's my wife now, but I was at her condo, and somebody put the show on in the background. I had never heard of it before. This was when I think Netflix started playing the episodes, but all I heard was in the shit, fuck this. And I said, what are you guys watching? And not in a bad way. I was like, I've never heard of this show, or because it's, I'm all about the swearing. And so when I heard that, I was just giddy because I thought, oh, that's something I could get into. It was just constant fuck deliveries, shit this, cock that. And it was just, everything was exactly what I was looking for in a show. And then it turned out to be it was a mockumentary. It just, everything was coming together on the show, and it was great. And so do you think the swearing makes the show what it is?
I would say, yeah, just in the sense that, like you were talking about the mockumentary, and I think, at least for me, I mean, everyone's got their own reasons for liking it, but the show does feel really authentic. You do sometimes feel like you're just watching a real trailer park, like an actual documentary, and that's how people talk. Like, I don't know about you, but like I say shit and fuck and goddamn and fuck off. I swear a lot, and if you watch like other mockumentaries like The Office or Parks and Rec, and they're great TV shows, but you're always aware, like, you're like, why are they filming this? This is too clean, it's too well put together. And I think with Trailer Park Boys, what really stands out is it feels authentic. So yeah, I think the swearing's a big part. Like you were saying, like, you're all about the language, I'm all about the language, and that's just how people talk, and that's what you expect. If you're watching a trailer park and they're not swearing, you'd kind of stand out. It'd be a little weird, if anything.
So if they had one episode where nobody was swearing, do you think that would be odd, or just, I know it would stand out in the grand scheme of all the episodes, but I mean, a clean talking Ricky, Julian, and Bubs, I don't know if that would even come across as authentic. I think it would just be too forced.
Yeah, what would that even sound like? And there's been 12 seasons and the animated and all the spin-offs, but even if it was just starting and they only had season 1 or even only season 1 and 2, I just that wouldn't sound right. That's part of who Ricky is the way every character talks is so unique to them. And there's literally an episode called "If I Can't Smoke and Swear, I'm Fucked." So I think that kind of answers it, is that if they tried to do it without swearing, I don't think it would be anywhere near what we were expecting.
Does it ever come across as excessive, do you think?
I would say in the later seasons, and I know that's kind of a whole the whole original run versus Netflix. That's its own discussion, but it was seasons 1 through 7. Yeah, seasons, everything after 8 and after is Netflix, and again, that's a whole different discussion about what the quality, everything. But no, I do think later on it did feel. And it's so curious because you wonder, did they feel like they had an expectation to keep that going and ratchet it up, or is that just what they wanted to do? But no, I do think the more especially the later seasons, it does seem, I can't say forced, but it does seem like they're going for it. They know it's there and they're trying to hit a quota, so to speak.
Yeah, I could see that. It was kind of like this is what they were doing the first 7 seasons, so it's kind of like, well, now we have to keep doing it, and now we have to keep saying fuck all the time, and now we have to come up with more creative ways to deliver lines and more Rickyisms and things like that. So, which I guess worked out in the end because it just kept the show's format going as it was. So, I do feel occasionally it becomes a little too excessive. I mean, there's some episodes where Ricky's getting into the triple digits on swearing, which I like, and as far as counting it goes and racking up numbers. But to me, I'm like, man, if these people were my friends, I would think that is a bit much for somebody to just be delivering fucks every other word to me. And, I'd be like, you're a little too comfortable in my presence. And
Yeah, and that's, I mean, I think I would need to Google to check, but I think the SwearNet movie, doesn't that have like the world record for most swears in a movie or something? It's got, at one point it had some record for the most swears, and yeah, that's all well and good, but like, no offense, the SwearNet movie kind of sucks. Like it's not a very good movie.
There's
and
SwearNet the movie, and it has 936. And
There it
I
is.
remember watching it and thinking, I'm pretty sure you guys are just trying to pad your stats, you know.
Exactly. And
it wasn't really a movie. It was just a check out how many times we could do this.
Exactly. And again, it's cool they got a Guinness World Record for it, but like, is it a good movie? It's not one that I rewatch. I don't feel any need to go back to it. You know, I'm glad they worked and got paid for it. It's all well and good, but yeah, it's not in my rotation. And like you were saying, like at a certain point, it's like, are you trying to be funny and make an entertaining movie, or are you just trying to see how many times you can swear in 2 hours?
Right. Yeah, that's what it came across as. Is just, we got 90 minutes. Let's see what we can do in those 90 minutes.
Yeah.
But so what do you think is the most, like, which fuck delivery or insult delivery stands out to you in all the seasons? Like, do you have a couple? I have a few.
I have so many. Yeah, the hard part's just picking one. The one that's always going to come to mind is when the Bible salesman is trying to work over Bubbles, and there's the like, "Can you read, my son?" And Bubbles just looks right at him, like, "That depends. Can you go fuck yourself?" And that's just running in my head. Whenever someone's pissing me off, I'm just like, "Can you go fuck yourself?" And
that was number 2 on my list, actually.
Oh, really? All right. So,
yeah.
Well, let's hear your number 1 first before I tell my
my
others.
number 1 is Ricky's "Make Like a Tree and Fuck Off."
Yeah, that was on my list.
The delivery of it was stellar.
Yeah, and that's
J-Rock has quite a few good ones himself.
Oh yeah, all the motherfuckers and everything. That's actually one of my. It's from the Netflix seasons. I don't have many great moments from that one, but the one where the people are falling through the ceiling and he's like, "It's raining motherfuckers!" Like that's a top 5 for me.
I like his motherfucker delivery. Like, Randy, go eat a cheeseburger, you basketball eating walrus ass motherfucker.
Yeah. Actually, I don't hear people talk about that as much. Some of the insults for Randy are like 10 out of 10, and like, all the fucks get the praise, but some of those, speaking of like swearing, they don't really swear too much when they make fun of Randy, but like, just like onion ring Sasquatch, like that's brilliant. I'll laugh at that for days, and it's not even vulgar.
I think it was so random is when Randy kept saying cocks all the time, and it was like, and he wasn't saying it, he was saying it like to himself off camera. But I mean, they were filming it, but he was doing it by himself, and then Lucy comes over, and Randy like trips or falls or something, and Lucy comes over, "Look, cool it with the cocks, Randy," and he's just so frustrated. And I thought, I don't know why it made me laugh for like 2 days, because it was just such an odd delivery and interaction that it wasn't for the camera. It was like for Randy himself, and he's just frustrated. And he just yells out cocks all the time.
Yeah. And I think it's actually because sometimes, like every once in a while, like he'll say, I think Randy probably swears the least, and like he'll always say "frig off," and something about like that juxtaposed with like "fuck you, Randy, you're a fucking bitch, fuck you, frig off," like something about how like they're just giving it to him with both barrels, and he still won't swear back at them. Like it honestly, it makes the clean stuff even funnier, just comparing it to like this goody two shoes, like "please frig off" versus like "go fuck yourself."
Yeah, that's what it was like that for Napoleon Dynamite. They didn't swear in it. They said friggin' and darn it. It made the comedy funnier. So it's like for Randy, he swears occasionally, but for the most part, he tries to censor himself amongst all this swearing chaos.
Yeah, he's the one guy
works.
trying to be professional. He's like, "I'm the assistant trailer park supervisor. This is my job." And like, Randy, no, it's not that serious. But it's consistent character writing. I respect they kept him doing that throughout the show. And yeah, it works when you have like the one guy, again, who's walking around shirtless, who's trying to be like the voice of reason with all these degenerates. It works so well.
He's so comfortable. He just wanders around, gut hanging out, just trying to be a professional guy in the trailer park. And it's like, nope, that's not how it works here.
Not how that works. I'm trying to think of my other favorite fucks that you were asking. Oh, the one where Leahy's trying to get propane from the boys, and he's doing his little propane song, and Bubbles is like humoring him, and he's kind of dancing till Leahy walks away, and then he turns around, he's like, propane, propane. Julie, what the fuck was that? Like, just the instant switch from like singing the song to just turning like, what in the fuck was that? That one always gets me too.
I like the random noises in the background, and then the one time Ricky yelling out, "Would you shut the fuck up, dog?" At the dog barking, which I think it was the dog was barking, and they had no control over it, and it was just an ad lib.
Yeah. And that's going back to the authenticity. Yeah, I feel like you're right. That was just a dog barking, and Ricky in character was like, "Shut the fuck up, dog." And that's, speaking of background noises, probably my like favorite fucks are the guy always yelling in the background, Donnie. You know, the what in the fuck? Yeah, that's
Isn't
always
that
like
Bubbles like adding that in?
it's the voice. Yeah, it's Mike Smith who plays Bubbles. Just yell. Apparently, it's an unseen character named Donnie, but it's Bubbles' voice, and just that's always the cherry on top. Is there's all this chaos and guns going off, and then there's this one park resident like, "What in the fuck is going on over there?" That just hits every time.
Do you think the with it being a documentary crew that it causes more chaos and nonsense for the people, or you think this is just what they would actually be doing and the cameras just happens to be there?
Yeah,
I know
think
it's a fake
that.
show, but
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I like, from everything we learn about them, they've been this way their whole lives. So yeah, I think they're just like that. I can think of a few scenes where like the camera crew gets in the way and makes things worse. Like I think it's pretty sure it's season 1 where one of the camera crew gets shot in a gunfight and they take him to the hospital. So like things like that can kind of escalate it. But yeah, I think even if that crew wasn't there, they would be doing the exact. If anything, they're usually telling the crew to fuck off because they're like, "Hey, we're trying to do this like highly illegal pot growing operation. Stop filming it." So yeah, that I think it'd be the exact same even if the crew wasn't there.
yeah, it's that the whole show is just pure gems. So I have a brief lightning round set of questions for you.
Let's do it.
So there'll be like just 10 questions or so. Just any name or any incident or scene that comes to mind. You don't have to explain it if you don't want to, but just question whatever your answer is. So, what is the most unnecessary F-bomb that still worked that you could think of? I know there's plenty of fuck deliveries, but
So there's one. Actually, I mentioned I was rewatching season 5, and there's one scene where they've got their guns drawn on Cyrus, and it's just like there's like 10 back to back to back, like fuck off, you fuck off, no, you fuck off, you fuck off, you fuck off first, and then we'll fuck off. And even for Trailer Park Boys, it's like, all right, like settle down here. And then right when you're getting tired of it, Bubbles is like, okay, you fuck off first, then we'll fuck off, we'll all fuck off together, and like he manages to save the scene. But that's probably the only time that I can think of where I was like, all right, guys, like settle down. That's enough with the fuck offs. Like just do it or don't.
I remember that because I remember counting it. I think I had to watch that scene like 6 or 7 times because I was like, oh my God, you guys are just, this is too many even for me. And I gotta go back. Who's counting that? Who's saying this? Who's saying that? And it was just pure chaos. I remember that.
Yeah.
So what is a moment where the crew should have stepped in and kind of said, all right, I think you guys shouldn't be doing this right now?
It's funny. I can think of a bunch of examples, and they're all the same, which is where there's a scene where they'll film Leahy and Randy making their plans to like catch the boys in a trap, and they go right back to the boys, and it's like you could tell them what's going on. Like at any point, they could have just said like, "Hey, by the way, like Leahy's planning something," and like they could have told him, like in season 4, Leahy steals the map with all their dope growing places. They could have mentioned that. Season 5, they could have mentioned that Leahy's drinking again when he's pretending not to. I mean, I could I'll keep it short because it's the lightning round. But pretty much anytime they catch Leahy planning to screw the boys over and don't say anything, it does kind of make you think like they could have given them a heads up there and saved them out, but I guess not.
Yeah, I remember hearing that for documentary crews, unless somebody's like life or death situation, they just let it happen, just so that way they have that footage and that, story, like for real documentaries kind of thing. So,
Yeah.
just don't get involved and alter the situation that you're filming. So it's kind of like, well, Leahy's coming up with a plan, but he's not going to shoot the boys, so I'll just let it happen.
And by letting it happen, we get all these great moments. So
exactly.
That's a good point. They're being more professional than I am. I would have stepped in and helped them out.
I would have said something too. Yeah. What's the most rewatchable episode for you? Like, which one do you always stop what you're doing to watch?
Oh man, that is a tough one. Probably. Oh, I got you. The one in season 4, I forget the name of it, but it's the one where they're trying to award the trailer park supervisor of the year, and the right hook comes in and tries to tame Ricky in. They have the wrestling match. That one always gets me because I think that's the first appearance of the Green Bastard, who's an icon in the show.
Yeah, yeah.
And the right hook is I think it's one of my favorite one-off characters. He never comes back. I thought that was so interesting. He was they fully fleshed him out and then never saw him again. But that one, the wrestling match, and then Ricky going crazy with the bulldozer or whatever and flipping the cars over. That's always going to get me.
What I have one for this one, but what's the most unrealistic moment in the show that you still love?
Oof. End of season 4 when Leahy blows up Ricky's trailer and Ricky survives by being in the hot tub, which that makes no sense. But again, that's the kind of show it is. I wasn't all that mad about it anyway. But then Ricky walks out and he's like just a little smoky, and he's like, that thing must have been like fire retarded or something. Just there's no way he should ever be alive, but it fits in that universe, and then he gets a great line out of it. So that's the one time where I was like, he would have been dead by now, but it all worked out.
My favorite, I think I know it was early in all the seasons, but my favorite peak moment was when they were in that car accident and Julian gets out and he's still holding his drink and it still has drink in the glass.
The car,
and nobody addresses
down.
it. He just climbs out holding his glass with his drink in it and just continues on. And I thought, that stuck with me as it was unrealistic, but I thought that was great that they add that in there with his drink.
And that was a great example of when I rewatched for the first time, because I noticed that, and that was so intentional, because the car's upside down and his drink comes out first. It's not hidden. It's not meant to be a little secret. The drink comes out of the car first before we even see Julian, and then he crawls out. And I was like, oh, that was one, that's a hilarious joke, and two, they intentionally framed it so that you saw it. But I've heard that one mentioned a lot, where the car's flipped over and then there's Julius, the ice is still clinking and everything. That's a beautiful one.
What's I know you said Ricky dying in the explosion should have happened, but what's the most that should have killed them moment?
Probably that one. Probably the one you mentioned, where they're driving the trailer and it flips over.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I might just stick with those two. I'm trying nothing.
Those were pretty extreme.
Yeah, I guess a more realistic one would be towards the end of season 5, where Ricky gets shot. He has the heart attack, and Leahy has to give him CPR, and they're because even though Ricky's dead for a few minutes, the explanation is that he's so dumb that his brain doesn't need enough power, so they can give him CPR. Which again, they explained it, so I'll give it to him. But it's one of those things where it's he had a heart attack and was unconscious for 5 minutes. He's probably dead now.
Those Canadians they're resilient,
Yeah.
So what's the last one is what is your most iconic Rickyism?
Oh man, that's the saving the best for last. The one that always comes to me first is just getting two birds stoned at once. That
Yes.
I like that one because it fits his mindset so well. Like you can see most of the times he's just like mixing things up in his head, but you can see like in Ricky's mind, like getting stoned is good. So if we get two birds stoned at the same time, that's even better. So that one that always worked. And then the I would say the one I use the most is Worst Case Ontario. Which in the show it's kind of a throwaway line, but yeah, me and my buddies are always like, I don't even say worst case scenario anymore. I default to worst case Ontario.
Mine would have to be, I got 3 kids, so I can't yell it out as often as I'd like it to. When the truck goes by, I go, oh look, there's fuck X. Because he calls, I just, every time I see the truck, I can't help but think it's fuck X now, and just that's the way it is. So
yeah, that or keep your friends close or get your enemies toaster. One. Like, again, it makes sense because what I've always seen with Ricky is that like he's not necessarily dumb. He just thinks in a different way. So like you can see how to a person like him that makes sense, where it's like, keep your friends close because they're your friends, but you don't like your enemies, so like, go steal their toaster. And like it's not the saying, but you know what? It makes sense for him, so I'll let him have it.
As long as it works.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, folks, that's going to do it for today's deep dive episode into the art of swearing Sunnyvale style. The power's flickering, someone's yelling about a missing shopping cart, and the documentary crew looks like they regret every life choice that led them here. So we're calling it before things get any greasier. If you didn't learn anything, that's fine. Most of the education around here happens by accident or court order anyway. Make sure to check out Bill Sands on Instagram at comic.sands, and he will post his upcoming shows, anything he's doing publicly. He's a great comedian. Please check him out. And anything else you want to check out on Movie F Words for more profanity analytics, more questionable insights, and more episodes recorded in locations that absolutely should not have extension cords running through them. Until next time, keep your drinks full, your schemes small, and your F-bombs strategically deployed. We're out before the cops show up.
MovieFwords.com